Okay, just want to introduce Sensei John Weaver, Dan. John's going to be assisting me through the demonstrations. Obviously we're both experienced karateka. It's not about teaching karate today, it's about learning practical exercise on self-defense, how to break away, make your distance, what to do if you're attacked, and how not to react if you're attacked. Okay, personal space is vitally important when you're dealing in self-defense awareness, because many people get complacent, they become comfortable in their environment, and a lot of that time is down to not being aware of the surroundings, people around them. So if we look at John at the moment, John's very close to me this way, so we're comfortable, okay, so there's no aggressive modes, there's no intimidation, but if it starts to escalate, what you've got to be constantly aware of is how to move back. 90% of people, when they become intimidated, they freeze. That adrenaline kicks in, the fight, flight or freeze kicks in, and they panic and they just go into this freeze mode. What we're going to be covering today is if somebody's coming towards you, he's basically controlling your space this way. Now again, we've got gis on. The reason why we've got gis on will be outlined later so we can do moves, etc. Okay, so the first move is somebody's coming towards you, you're recognising the situation and you're going to be putting your hands up this way. That way you're creating a barrier, but also you're not looking aggressive. If you put people's hands in faces, it looks aggressive. If you bring your hands up to this way and he moves forward, it looks aggressive straight away. Okay, but if your hands are there, you've already created that barrier. You've got to be aware of your surroundings behind you also. Okay? As we're talking about personal space, personal awareness, if somebody gets into your personal space, most people, as we've just discussed, you're moving back and the hands come up, your hands are panicking, you put pressure on your back this way because you're leaning back. What you've got to try and remember is when somebody's coming towards you, you don't just have to go one way, which is this way. You can actually go to the side and to avoid it. Okay, you can go to the opposite side, so if he goes to punch you this way, you've covered where he is already, so your hands have already protected yourself. Now remember, this is about an introduction of personal self-defense and awareness. Somebody's coming towards you this way and you go over there, that hand, which is there, that can actually lead forward and just follow you onwards. Okay, so as they're moving, you're putting your hands across this way. Now if you look at the body line in this way, you'd be lined up first to block the punch and also take the sweep. Okay, so if you had to sweep it, it'd be very easy to do so. But remember, what we're teaching is how to break away. It's not about confrontation, taking somebody down, putting them on the floor, following through. That's not about this course. It's about moving away, controlling your situation, and if you have to, then you're moving. So you're following movements on. As they're coming towards you, you're moving, and that's your distance to go this way, rather than follow through. It'd be very easy to just go sweep line. It'd be very easy to go through and sweep. Okay? That's not what we want to do, and that's not the aim of the course. Okay, we've got a situation here now where somebody's escalating, you've done the calm down, the person now is approaching you, but in an intimidating manner this way, and they're in your face. The first move that you should be doing is making your distance. Okay, distance is vital, especially in this situation, because you're looking at his body posture or their body posture and their actions. This hand is now preoccupied. That's your problem. It's always the opposite hand, unless he does a lead hand strike that way. So you're looking at his distance. If he goes to punch, again, you're moving back. So if he goes to punch, you're just stepping back. You can actually move forward, and then you're moving to the side. So it's always about using your distance and also watching the body language. Person's attacking and like this in your face, you can see the hand is up already to punch. That's going to be a problem, but look how close that one is. So you've really got to diffuse the situation, not by grabbing the hand, because as soon as you make contact on that hand, either his head or his hand's going to come forward. Please. Okay, so as a person is coming towards you, you're moving and you're creating this barrier there. Now the first thing you would be doing, that's your problem. So if he goes to move, you're going to bring it across this way. Okay. Now remember, all he's done is pointed his finger at us, so you can't really start sweeping people, throwing them on the floor and then kicking them. You can't do that. So as they're coming towards you, and it's this way, ooh, move out of the way. Okay, again, so if he comes towards you and it's that way, move him out of the way. Okay, it doesn't really matter if it's the opposite hand as well, you're just moving them out of the way. You're controlling the person by using your own body. So if he comes there and he's that way, you're too late. You've got to move, it's like magnets. When the north comes forward, the south goes back. It's exactly the same thing as that. So if he's coming, just move it, ooh, calm down. And again, if he comes with the opposite hand, same thing, you're moving. And you might just want to control him or her. It depends on that situation, what the aggression is and how high it's escalated. You don't always set somebody down to ground onto the floor and sweep them. Because remember, when you put someone on the floor, you've actually escalated a little bit too high. Unless they actually come forward and start throwing loads of punches at you. Okay? First move, as they engage you, look to escape. It's always about looking to escape. If you can't escape, you've got to then think, what can I do to protect myself? Okay, now we're talking about, again, personal space, how to break away. Now if we go through that situation again where somebody's attacking you and you're moving away, brilliant. We've all got to remember one thing, we're all accountable for the actions that we do. Somebody's attacking you, you can use reasonable force or justifiable force. Justifiable force is when you actually feel I need to do that. If you're in fear of your life, justifiable force is basically what you deem necessary to protect yourself. So if you look at John attacking me again this way, and I go from there, I'm going to sweep lightly, sweep him, punch him, and then follow through, that's excessive. I would then be accountable for the law, because all he's done is move forward. Now, if we look at that in the cold light of day, it might just be an aggressive person just wanting to ask me something, and then I overreact. It's how you read this situation. So you're looking at the whole persona of the person, how they present themselves, how they're looking at you, if they're going for you, or basically if they're just going to ask you a question. Because remember, you're dealing with different cultures in the world nowadays, all in different countries, so it's not just one specific. Person's coming very fast at you, and he's just like, oh, I'm going to, and you freeze, you panic. You're not aware of the situation. So if he comes at you nice and relaxed, yeah, okay, you're calming that situation down. But if he comes at you quite hard, and you're moving this way, and then you take him down, you've got to be accountable. Now if I just follow through with a light sweep, so as he attacks this way, I've controlled him. I don't really need to escalate that, so follow through. Now remember, we're not practicing martial arts, we're doing self-defense. So in the martial arts side of it, the actual execution will be quite an easy one. Sweep and follow through. Smashing, that's karate. Remember, it's self-defense. If I did the same technique in self-defense, he does the technique, I follow through with a sweep, bang, bang, smashing. I don't get an hip on, or I don't get a point. What I do get is arrested. So you've always got to be aware of what you do. Very controlled. So the best form of self-defense is prevention. Okay, presenting yourself is very important when you're walking around. Most people become very complacent. Present yourself with a positive attitude. You don't have to walk around very arrogant. What you've got to be aware of is when you're walking around, you're displaying either I'm a victim or I'm confident. If your head's down, it means that you might not know where you're going. Two, or you're not confident. You're not walking around with your shoulders back in your chest and you're looking all arrogant. Basically what you're looking for is a confident person. So the bad guys who are spotting people, because people will spot you, they will look for an easy target. Because remember, people who attack people on the street are bullies. Nothing more can be said about them people, they're just bullies. No matter where you are in the world, somebody attacks on somebody, they're a bully. They want an easy target. So when you're walking around, you've got to display this aura of confidence. You know what you're doing, you know where you're going. And not to be messed with, but you know what you're doing. Let's look at a quick example about awareness. Mobile phones. Mobile phones, everyone's got one. They're accessible, but they're also very accessible for people to steal. Quick question, how many people walk around texting people? With their head down, you're not aware. Think about it, when you're walking down the street, how many times you pick your mobile phone up, even in the dark, you're walking down, where's your awareness there? Are you aware if somebody stood behind you? No. You're just concentrating on replying to that very, very urgent text message. If it's not urgent, leave it until you're in a secure area, because this is so easy to steal. That can be replaced, but it's what damage would happen to you protecting this little piece of machinery. Okay, now we're going to look at an escalation where the situation is escalated from somebody being verbally aggressive, and now it escalates now to where there's a physical attack to you. Okay, so the first move we're going to do will be, we've done the calm down situation, your hands are already up, and now he's moving forward again, and he's actually gone for a grab at you there this way, okay? So we've got the grab on the throat. Remember all the time, the head, the hand there this way, the leg in fact, and even the knee, they're all the biggest threats to you at this moment in time. That's your biggest threat. His head really isn't. You can protect yourself with that. Okay, so your hand's going to come across here, and you're going to be protecting your face and your head with this part, with your elbow. Okay, now if it goes to do like a body punch as well, you're going to drop it down. Okay, so it doesn't really matter if it does a head punch or a body punch, you're still dropping it down. But how you move your body, you're going to use your hips, and I'm going to do this slow. You're going to use your hips as a twist move. You can see that straight away. Now the movement I've got on it will be thumb into his forehand there this way, onto the top fleshy part, and this part there. Okay, so as they're coming towards you, as they're coming towards you, one, you've got this movement there. As the punch comes towards you, taking them down and you're up. Okay, you never stay down, you okay? You never stay down too long, because as soon as you're on the floor, your game's up. You're moving and you're out. Okay, you're breaking away. We're looking at haymaker. As John was one of my old students years ago, he still has the knack of he's got the knack of hurting his arm when I block. Okay, so remember, as the punch is coming towards you there this way, you're protecting your head. That is your problem, not this one, because you've actually got rid of that one. Okay, so as the punch comes to there this way, you're moving there. Now from there you're going to move in, and you can see that move. John's cringing already. You're going to come across and down. What you're actually doing on a very slow movement, there, your head's protecting there this way. If you're coming around, you can actually come forward with your head, but that's not advisable. You can see the lock, because you're protecting there, and you put the arch, and he's already going up at you. You can see the arch already. Okay, so as the punch comes towards you, you're protecting your head from that position there, using that straight away. That's your protection. Now most people will say this is a very hard technique to do. If we look at it very slowly, it's not. You're putting your hand there, you're protecting your head, you're moving forward. That's the way you want to move. And all you're doing, you're using your elbow and your thumb into that position. Okay, so if you do it slow, 1, 2, there, you've got him straight away, and you can break away.